Welcome back. Episode 36, Water Hose Drinkers. It's your boy Cole. We got Josh holding it down in the state of Georgia. How we
Wait,
doing today, brother?
sorry.
Oh yeah,
That was for USF.
oh yeah, go Bulls.
Yeah, horns down though. But that was for USF. But yeah, dude, episode 36, we're back again. Week 0 is over. We're a couple days out of the week 1
What are you
and
talking about?
so
Week zero. Week zero is this weekend.
yeah, it's over.
No, it's this upcoming weekend. The season hasn't started yet.
Well, week 1 starts tomorrow.
No, but yeah, Florida State hasn't their season hasn't started yet, right? That
Uh,
that wasn't a
okay.
bad dream, was it?
Okay. Yeah, it was a terrible dream. You can Yeah, we can hold off on that one because I know you're just gonna ramble on about
A little
that.
bit.
But yeah. So anyway, we got Dalen Cobb and Jalen White interview following this episode on YouTube. On Twitter, this and each interview will be posted separately on there. Sorry, X on
Yes,
X,
Twitter
not Twitter.
and
Yeah.
interviews, real exciting interviews.
Yeah, so I just did them by myself. Unfortunately, nobody could make it. Everybody had a legitimate excuse, so nobody was really doing the dash. We kind of had to play with these guys' schedules. So, we had to work with them. They're busy guys, and
Yeah, it's
so
game week. It's game week, so they gotta,
exactly.
we're at the
Exactly.
mercy of the Southern boys, and we love this. We love our guys. We love the interviews. They've
Yeah.
been great. We think you get just stick around for the end of this episode. We have two great interviews following, and Josh holds it down. Josh holds it down, and I'll tell you what, I'm so excited to be in Statesboro this weekend, brother. I'm so excited. This week is the week the boys are linking up, and I'm shaking just thinking about it.
Yeah, dude, before we jump into the episode, let's talk about that a little bit because at 9:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing a live show via your hotel room. And
Yes,
also, we were talking about it before this episode. After we kind of do our, serious Georgia Southern talk and talk about the game and stuff, we're going to do another live show. So
yeah.
whenever we get to the tailgate, after we
Mhm.
do our usual breakdown of the game,
We're gonna
we're
have a
going
serious conversation,
yeah,
right?
we're gonna have our serious conversation, get off of live, do another live show, and we're gonna be going mobile in the grass lots of Paulson Stadium.
We're gonna go mobile in Statesboro. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be electric. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be having a couple beverages, I would say, and we're gonna be getting ready for game day, and we're gonna bounce the Broncos all the way back to Boise State. I'll tell you what, I'm so excited to bit. The power of Paulson is real. Under 1,000 tickets left, I saw today. We're so close.
Last I saw, it was about 800. So
So we're getting close.
yeah,
We're getting
man.
close. So make sure you get your tickets. We're gonna pack out Paulson, and we're gonna whip Boise State. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm saying we collectively. I'm my elementary school. We're the Eagles, St. Paul Eagles. Middle school, I was a Knight, but who cares about that? Then I went to George Jenkins High School. We were the Eagles. I'm an Eagle by heart. I'm an Eagle by trade. I'm an Eagle
Yeah.
by high school diploma, and I'm an Eagle this weekend in Paulson. We're gonna pack it out. And we're gonna get my revenge from 2019. For those that know, they know. But dude, I'm like so excited. We haven't really hung out like this since in like 7 years. That's the craziest
Dude,
thing.
I know. Like I was thinking about that earlier today because I don't know if everybody knows. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast, but we met at Young Life Camp at Windy Gap. Was
In North
is it
Carolina.
North Carolina? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like out of all places where we would have met, and then just like stay in touch through social media over the years,
We can go to more.
ran into each other
Oh
at the
yeah.
Clemson FSU game last year, dude. Almost a year ago.
I want to save the our I guess we call it our origin story for like the live show, and like we'll like I say we lead off like I say when we're in person, it's like you can really see the magic that was the Florida gang and the Georgia gang coming together that week in North Carolina. And I like you'll see it. You'll see why me and Josh became homies just like that, dude. I
It's
mean, I'm excited.
crazy.
It's
I
crazy.
mean,
And then just, out of pure random, me in my overalls, you in that disgusting, person's jersey.
Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Can't stand that guy. Can't stand him. He's just a placeholder.
Yeah.
He's a placeholder for Winston.
I don't even know if I've added that photo of us in our intro yet.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna update it after this weekend because I feel sure we'll take a couple
Oh
pictures
yeah.
and we
Okay.
need to the person who I'm thinking of, I'm not gonna say it, but the person who I'm thinking of that's gonna be there, we're gonna get a picture with him.
Yes, I have, and I actually have an idea of like the most perfect picture for that. So we'll save it. You'll see
Yeah.
it in the bro. It's gonna be real fun. It's gonna be real hilarious. But I'm trying to prolong the intro because I don't want to get into.
Hey, song of the week. Song of the week.
Oh, okay. I'll let you go first because I love mine.
China Cat Sunflower by the Grateful Dead.
I've never heard it. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Oh, dude. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put you on this weekend, bud.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm debating on which version of my song of the week I'm gonna do, but it's Georgia on my mind because that's all that's been on my mind. I prefer the Willie Nelson version because I'm a big Willie guy. Um,
Fair, fair, fair.
so I've got that. That's been hitting every couple songs. Boom, Georgia on my mind just to remind me of the weekend we're about to have. And Labor Day weekend. No better way to spend Labor Day weekend than kicking off week 1 of college football in Statesboro.
I know.
In
Almost a sold out crowd too. Hopefully it gets sold out here in the
It'll be a
next
sold out crowd.
3 days.
We're gonna manifest it. So yeah, I mean Georgia on my mind is like the most. I think that's the most perfect
Yeah.
way to, you know,
Hey, and all of these interviews, I even asked Dalen Cobb and Jalen White. We've been talking a lot about manifestation. I've been manifesting this victory in my head, and I know these guys have as well, and I know you have as well. So it's all gonna come together at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
I've been manifesting stats for the guys. I mean, dude, in our oh god, I mean, in both the interviews I was a part of, man, I had some wild manifestations, but they're gonna come true because we're gonna
Hey,
put.
Mar Mar was loving it. Mar was loving it last week, dude.
Dude, I'll tell you what, them Broncos are going to be in because you're not like packed into Paulson with just the Georgia Southern fans, just everybody. We're not just there with Power Paulson.
Yeah.
This is a message to the Boise State Broncos football team. You're packed into Paulson with me. Get ready. I'm the
Yeah.
torture chamber, brother. It's get ready. The Georgia
Dude.
Heat is no joke.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, Dalen Cobb did change his number from 17 to number 1. So he said that in the interview. So
Hmm.
keep in mind he is wearing him and Mar are both number 1. So 2 different sides of the ball, but
Yeah,
still.
but hey, we like it. We love a good little switch up. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of it. I can get
I
behind
like
it.
it.
I'm a big fan of number 17. I can rock with 17,
I
but
like 17.
the aura of single digit numbers is that I
But
can't.
hey,
Okay, let's get into it.
Tyler Fromm wearing number 7 at tight end, cold,
It's hard. I mean,
cold.
my little brother wears shout out my little brother. He wears number 9. He just started his season off last week, so he wears number
I
9.
I always wore growing up playing baseball. I always wore 7. That was my baseball number. I wore 7 for Jeff Francoeur. He's one of my favorite players growing up. And football growing up, I always switched my number depending on who my favorite player was. You know what I mean. But once I got into high school, and middle school and high school, everything was 15.
Okay, I
I wore
mean,
for everything.
I can't stand that number considering the torture that I went through in my formative
Tebow,
years. Yeah, I can't. A great guy, great guy.
Tebow.
Just nightmares. Just nightmares, dude. When he's got the garnet like paint on him it's just nightmares. So I can't. For me, baseball. When I was in soccer, my number's always been 5. So I played soccer growing up, and then in baseball, the way I was, it was like the size you were, like
Yeah,
shirt size. That was so I was always like a double digit number. I was like number 10 because I guess I was
yeah.
huskier, So
Middle school football, they didn't have a 15 jersey, so I wore 18.
I forget. I played flag football in elementary school, and I forget my number. I probably could find it somewhere, but they didn't give you numbers in swimming.
Yeah.
So
Well, when I played soccer my senior year of high school, I wore number 14. I mean, 41, not 14. 41 because the 15 jersey didn't fit.
I don't like it, dude. I'm a big fan of obscure numbers. I'm here for it. Like I'm about to buy a trip because I'm coming up. I'm going to the Bucks Falcons game in Atlanta, the Thursday night game. I'm getting a Tristan Wirfs jersey because who doesn't love,
Dang.
you know what I'm saying? Like just a
I
big old
wish I wish I could make it to that game.
dude. It's
What
just
you what you make another trip to Atlanta when the Falcons play the Cowboys. Me
can't
me and my buddy Dylan. It's in November. Me and my buddy Dylan are going to the game.
oh God, I don't know, dude, because I got some things in the wood. I got some things in the pipe that might be manifesting. You know, we're talking about
Okay,
manifesting. What
I got you. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, get it off your chest.
are you talking about?
Get it off your chest.
It's like you remember in Good Will Hunting where he's like, "It's not your fault," and the guy's like, "Stop messing with me, man." Like Matt Damon's character, and he just kept saying, "It's not your fault. It's not your
Yeah.
fault." Yeah, it's like that because I'm like super like upset. So there were some things said I'm not proud of. Initial reaction was that was really bad. That was Mike Norvell's worst play calling game, and he owned up to it. I'm not going to like rip into it completely. You know, you got to play overseas conference opponent, very underrated conference opponent. I feel like a lot of people were like, well, it's just Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got some dogs, dude. And Haynes King did exactly what he had to do. They played exactly the game plan that they needed to play to beat Florida State. And it was just like a lack of physicality, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I was upset with DJ. I'm not going to be upset with DJ. He was handcuffed. Um, the plays where they had like where he had to throw it down the field, like where we had to go down the field and tie it, he made those plays. But just playing overseas, week zero, man, I never want to do that again.
Do you think they didn't like let him just let it rip enough?
I think that, yeah, I think that, well, Mike Norvell owned up to it. He says, I got to put the playmakers in the right positions. I got to call the right plays. And I just don't think he was calling the right plays. Running into a stacked box repeatedly was an issue. I think that the clock rules being different is also something everyone's going to get used to because the ball doesn't stop on a first down anymore,
Yeah.
you know? So there's always that. And then it's just a new team like it's a new like there's familiar faces on the team that have been a part of the team, but there's also some transfers. And I honestly just think that they went out there thinking they were just going to dominate because in the pregame, I mean, I heard Pat McAfee talking about it. It was like, oh, that Florida State team looks locked and loaded, looks ready to go. And like I was after that first drive, I thought we're winning the
First drive
national.
was great.
Dude,
Yeah.
I thought we were winning the national championship when we did the 2 point conversion. I can tell you in that moment, I was like, we're winning the national championship. And then with how bad that everything was, how bad that they played, being in a position where you are only down by three, like you only lose by three. You know, the game is tied, and it just essentially took Georgia Tech just to burn all the clock. Because I think if we could have got the ball back, you know, I had all the faith in the world that they'd go down and score. They just never got that opportunity. They have some things that they need to work out, but it's the beauty of the 12 team playoff is you can afford to lose. You can afford to have an early loss. And apparently, I guess you have to lose to get into the college football playoff. It's what it seemed like last year. You know, your ticket is to lose. So all props to Georgia Tech. They wanted it more. They played better. Um, but yeah,
Georgia Tech is a very underrated team. I might add. I'm a big Haynes King fan. I really am. And one thing I found interesting is now that they've got the earpieces, in the QB's got the earpieces in the helmets, they had a hard time hearing in that game.
so it came out today because Mike Norvell had his press conference. The Georgia Tech's helmet communication got like in the second half, it stopped working like right as the second half started. So the officials had to tell Florida State theirs isn't working, so we had to turn ours off. So like if one side isn't can't use theirs, the other side has to turn theirs off as well. That came out. So Mike was like, yeah, that was a factor into it as well, where the like our helmet communications went off. But honest to God, there's just no excuse. They just didn't play well. The defense was the biggest. Our strength, which was what like everyone thought it was going to be, was our biggest. We got dominated in the trenches, but it's not about that
Which
game.
is crazy to me because I mean, just looking at it, I'm not saying Tech's a bad team, but
No,
it's
but
like
on paper, you got to think.
Florida State's going to yeah, on paper, Florida State's going to dominate them in the trenches for sure.
Yeah, there's a reason that the spread was what it was, but and it's crazy. I was listening to Josh Pate, and he said he asked like the odds makers at FanDuel. He was like, "What would you make of the line if Florida State and Georgia Tech played again?" They said we'd make it Florida State 7.5. Goes to show you that that's what he said if they were to play it, whatever. So, but
I
again,
think that's a little too much at 7.5, though, in my opinion. I would still favor Florida State, but I'd put it around a field goal to 5 points.
I'm just telling you I'm just repeating what I saw and what I
I know,
heard.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
stating my opinion on that. You know,
The only way to go from here is to respond, and that's what I think that they have to do. You get to come back home, you get to be in Doak. Now, granted, Doak is going under renovations, and there's like temporary seating going on, so we're still gonna pack it out. It's a sold out game, but it's gonna be a little different look because it's an active construction zone. So, yeah, just go out and respond. How are you going to respond? And I think Mike Norvell's made a career out of how do you respond to the adversity. And I, I don't know. I drank enough bourbon so that I forgot about it already. I don't really. I woke up with some text, the next day. My poor mom was like, she's concerned, and I was like, listen here, mom, it's okay. She said, you're threatening to eat a goldfish. I never would eat garnet. I just said some things in the moment that I didn't mean. But yeah, so Boston College comes to town. They have a mobile quarterback. It's time to go respond. Some changes were made. We dropped our depth chart today, but it doesn't. It's fine because I'm gonna be a Georgia Southern Eagle on Saturday, and I don't gotta be a Florida. I'm a Florida State Seminole all the time, but I'm gonna be. I get to cosplay a little bit, on Saturday. So
so and that kind of brings me back to the little helmet communication that we have going on. Curious how it's going to work for Georgia Southern and Boise State. Number one, and also when Boise State's got that football, there's 800 or so tickets left in this game. Boston's packed out, dude. I mean,
raising.
it's about to be a sold out crowd, dude. I mean,
Listen, extra strength Tylenol
it's gonna be hard for them to hear, man. I mean,
extra strength Tylenol on deck because we're gonna have some headaches going into the second quarter because I'm screaming my head off.
yeah.
And believe me, when we get that, you know, let's say I can already let's
Mar
make
Mar Mar gets the strip sack, big man touchdown right in front of our
big
face in the
boy
end zone.
already. And then
Yeah,
in the second quarter, when our boy Tyler gets a little fade right there, bang, comes over and daps us up. You know what I'm saying? I'm
look,
excited.
look, we're manifesting a Mar pick or strip sack on the QB, big boy Tutty,
Mhm.
and a DALEN Cobb touchdown, Jalen White touchdown, and a Tyler Fromm touchdown. We're
Yeah,
manifesting it.
manifesting a big thing. I'm manifesting a Boise State butt
But
kicking
if I think,
defense.
but if all of those things that I just said happen, we win the ball game.
Oh God. Huh, huh. Yeah, you just said the magic words. Manifestation, we win the ball
Exactly.
game. Come on.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad I get to
It's
have.
but I'm going to kind of tie this in, even on a big loss,
Mhm.
for FSU, for me, just like kind of in the past as a fan, especially like last year watching Georgia Southern, you're 6-2, and then you lose 5 straight. That includes the bowl game. You know what I mean? But it's like after a big loss, especially I know it was only week 0. You got Boston College on Saturday, but as a fan for a big loss,
Monday.
like
Monday.
Monday, But after a big loss, like, how do you, as a fan, just like kind of stay positive about it? Because that kind of talk that you just had went a lot better than I expected it to
Well,
be. So
I'll tell
how
you what.
how does it work for you to like stay positive? Because like Southern's been in some kind of like down years. So like I've been trying my best to stay positive. Like even when Florida State's down years and like you have so much high hopes for that first game and you lose to Georgia Tech, like how for you as a fan do you stay positive and have high hopes for your team?
So being the crazy Florida State fan that I've always been my entire life, like this goes back to even me being a child. It's been like my personality, it's been attachment to my personality. So when I finally did move up to Tallahassee and I was going to TCC and then I did go to Florida State, didn't finish at Florida State, but like I was up there and I was going to games. That was the worst stretch of Florida State football in their history because Willie Taggart was the head coach. And then you get Mike Norvell gets handed an absolute demolished foundation, you know. So that I lived through that. I lived through bad losses. I lived through the final year of Jimbo. So that kind of has like I've kind of become better at handling it. Now, in the initial reaction was go get the bourbon, and you know, I was drinking to it. But the thing is, Mike Gravel has proven he took us. We were 0 and 4 at one point in the season, and then we rattled off, a bunch of wins, and then we're staring at we're I believe we were 6 and 5 going into that Florida game, and a botched onside kick. It was a legit like a botched onside kick. We're going bowling, so like Mike Gravel has made it easier for me to put my trust into him. So that's why I kind of tend to be more positive because we have a leader and we have a coach that kind of projects like, I'm going to take some of the blame. I'm not going to shy away from the media. I'm not going to shy away from the fans. Unlike some people in this conference, I'm looking at you, Dabo, who can't take the heat anymore. It's a day by day thing for me. So like Saturday, I was down in the dumps. It was horrible. Sunday, I had to
Yeah.
talk with my brother, my dad, my stepdad, like my boys. Like we talked about it, like, okay, what went wrong? And then just kind of a day by day thing. It's like, okay, respond. And then I watched the Florida State cinematic recaps and just hearing what Mike Lavelle was preaching at the end of that game was like, okay, let's go out. Like I put my trust into him. He took us to an undefeated season. Like, granted, this is like in the past 3 years, I believe this is our 3 years. This is our fourth loss, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We went 10 and 2, 13 and 1. I was 13 and 0, but then 13 and 1 with the bowl game. And then we went, now we dropped the opening game. So, like, as bad as this is, you got to just push forward. We got all of our big competition in front of us, so use this moment. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty good, like I've become more of a positive guy because of Mike Norvell. So, and I just know the talent on the team, they have to respond. You have to respond. You cannot let this affect you. You have to use this as motivation. Look
I
at
do.
Texas and Bama last year.
Yeah, no kidding. I do have so Florida State special teams assistant coach Carter Barfield used to be at Georgia Southern.
All respect to him. Special teams was the
And
best unit on the field.
yeah, so and he used to be at Mercer as well in Macon. So he's got he's got Georgia. Why are you down in Mercer?
Up, dude, go Paladins, bro.
Oh, for your I forget. You got some ties to Furman. I
I
forget.
do. I do, dude. I love my Paladins, bro.
So anyway,
But yeah, it's
yeah,
time to
he's a Southern guy. He's got Florida roots, I'm pretty sure. So he's a good recruiter from what I've heard as well. So shout out to Coach Barfield, special
he's
teams
getting
assistant at Florida State.
our special teams coach is our defensive ends coach, Puchis. He's a very good he's a very good coach. I'm very fond of when Mike Norvell brought in his staff and there was some turnover and stuff. I was very happy to like throughout the years, like seeing how well, because he's coaching Jermaine Johnson, he's coaching Jared Verse. Now he's got Pat Payton. Don't be shocked if you see some different
Well,
rotations.
one thing, in the last couple years, Florida State's put a lot of guys to the next level, especially under Mike Norvell, here lately. And, you can rattle off some big names, you know what I mean? Like you said, just Jermaine Johnson, Jared Verse, Keon Coleman, so on. But what I do like about Norvell, and, I'm just kind of tying it in to Clay Helton, is, kind of the ability to develop players. And I think that's one thing that I know Florida State took a lot of transfers this offseason, but, you've seen Norvell and his coaching staff develop players. And
Look
like you
at look
said,
at Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis was about to move to wide receiver, and then look what Norvell did. And
yeah,
that's my best example of like, granted he was a transfer, but the guy was he
he
didn't.
developed at Florida State.
Yeah, so and that's a knock that Norvell gets is like, can he develop the high school guys? Well, and they didn't show up on week. They didn't show up last week, but Joshua Farmer came from high school. Pat Payton, not transfers. Blake Nicholson, who I expect to be a big part of the line. The linebackers are an issue. To be a big part of the linebacker room. He was brought in by Norvell. I'm just the rotations were an issue. Development. I do trust the development. I do trust what the coaching staff brings. It's just it sucks to lose, but you just got to go out and respond. That's the only way to do it. And yeah, I think, and I'm confident in that they will use this. And I think that DJ he didn't turn the ball over. He had a 70% completion percentage. We just got to let him.
Which is really good. 70% is freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, but a lot of those, he didn't have a pass more than 21 yards.
Yeah.
So he needs to be able to open up. He needs to look. And I think another thing is he needs to look at more than one read. I think that there were a couple crossing routes that were open over the middle that he could have went to. Tight ends got to step up. I think all around everyone's got to step up, but I'd rather you stumble out the gate than than get than stumble.
Lose a late one and lose your chance.
But now you have no margin for error. I don't think
If you lose another game, you're out.
not necessarily. You can't lose another conference game. You can lose. You could drop. In theory, you could drop the Notre Dame game and still make the conference champion as a one-loss conference. As you see what I'm saying here. You could be at two losses.
Florida.
No, I know we talk about Memphis State. I refuse to lose to them. I would rather lose. I'm perfectly okay with losing every single game as long as I win against Miami and Florida every single time. I do not care. I have to win the state.
Speaking of Miami and Florida, that's a big game this weekend too.
Yeah, it's the toilet bowl. I can't wait.
But you want to jump into the old gambling corner?
Do you want to do? I kind of want to say that for last. Not gonna lie. We do the Mount Rushmore first. Switch it up. I kind of want to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. This week we got Mount Rushmore of leftovers. So I will start us off. Honorable mention. I kind of did a little broad, not so much broad, but a little broad kind of Mount Rushmore. But honorable mention kind of goes out to chicken and rice, specifically when my wife Jenna makes it. Chicken and rice, put a little broccoli in there too. I can eat that for literally 4 days straight.
That's my favorite meal.
If she goes out of town and I'm like at home by myself, I'll be like, Jenna, like, please just make it so I got something to eat over the weekend. I'll eat it for literally 4 or 5 meals in a row.
Do you put anything? I put hot sauce on that.
I'm not a big hot sauce guy.
I'm just telling you, that's like all I eat is chicken, rice, and broccoli.
So good.
Oh, it's delicious.
Number 4, pasta. Just really kind of any kind of pasta. Big fan of carbs.
Yeah, well, clearly.
Big fan of carbs.
Yeah, dude.
Number 3, Mexican food. Dude, whatever you want, a burrito, a quesadilla, like.
Because they load you up, and then you have plenty.
So much food, dude.
it's a two meal thing.
So much food. And plus, like, usually I might have like a margarita or like a beer as well. And then, like, for me, I'm gonna get queso to start. And I'm gonna eat so many chips and queso. I'm gonna be so full. I eat like half of my food, and then it's like, bam, got leftovers later.
Dude, the Chili's
Mm.
queso is a banger. You ever gone
So
to
good. Oh yeah, I love
East
chili.
Woods? Dude, you
Big
know
fan
what?
of chilies.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, might have a late wake up, after Georgia Southern win, we might have to hit Chili's on our eggs.
There's a Chili's in Statesboro, so there you go. It's not that
Dude,
far, not
I'm
that far away from your hotel. So
can't wait.
number two pizza. I'm a big cold pizza guy.
Yeah, me too. I love cold pizza.
Love it, absolutely love it, man. Straight out the fridge, open the box. Just
There's some cold pizza I can do without, but there's most majority, I'd say
yeah,
90%.
yeah.
90% it
We
hits.
got a Papa John's like less than a half a mile away from our house, so
You're keeping them in business.
big time, big time. And number one, hands down, hibachi.
Yeah, no, that's the quickest.
Leftover leftover hibachi is just absolutely killer. You're talking about just so much food.
Dude,
Dude,
that is my number
hands
one.
down the number one leftover of all time.
That is unequivocally the number one of all time. Like
Yeah,
you can't shake it, you can't beat it. Solid, very solid. I'm very happy with that list.
it's a good list.
That's a chef's kiss. I'm kind of going
The
off.
the chicken and rice and pasta almost got flipped, but I kept it broad with the pasta. I
Yeah,
had to because it's just like you got so many different options there. That's why it was four versus honorable mention.
I got you. So I'm gonna throw my honorable mention. Like it's hard to explain, but like tacos. So like, you ever just do like you make tacos at home and then you
Yeah.
have like all the stuff. See what I'll do is I'll make like a taco salad the next day.
Do you like lettuce? You put lettuce in it, right?
Yes, very much. Why?
Okay. Instead of lettuce, crush up some Doritos.
Well, yeah, I used to do that in high school. I
Crush up some Doritos. Get some Taco Bell hot sauce.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Taco Bell hot sauce. Slap that on top, some sour cream,
yeah,
like maybe a little bit of queso if you got it. Like
dude, I've done the like I'll just make a
so
taco.
good.
I'll make a taco. Like I will genuinely make like a full taco salad. So, I guess taco salad. Number four, I'm gonna go with pretty much it's universal like Italian food. Like
Yeah.
spaghetti, lasagna. Spaghetti is so good. Spaghetti is so good.
Yeah.
Number three, am I three or four or two? I'm at honorable mention. I'm at number three. This is where I put my chicken and rice, chicken yellow rice, chicken and white rice, chicken broccoli, anything chicken and rice. That's where I'm at. Number two, I'm gonna go and remember I'm going off the dome here. I guess I gotta put pizza in there too. I guess we have a very similar list. We have very
Yeah.
similar taste buds. Like I mean, it's so good.
You got pizza then hibachi.
Yeah, because
There.
hibachi's so good, dude. I tear it up, bro. I tear it up every time. And then I'm like, I get to go home and have chicken and shrimp. And for some reason, sometimes it tastes better the second go around. The spaghetti definitely tastes better the second go round. That's where I'm at in that one. So, yeah, oh God. I'm not gonna have any leftovers of cookout this weekend. I can tell you that much.
Hey, that cookout's right by your hotel.
I'm
So
so
anyway, we'll jump right
oh,
on into the gambling corner. I'll give Alec and Coops contributions, and then I'll give Pepe is back, and then we'll do ours.
yes, yeah, yeah. And we're gonna keep tabs like records and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So we'll keep records. We'll post them on Twitter and talk about them on the pod every single week and just keep a running total of football season. Again,
Yep.
just like we did last year.
You want to read Alex, and then I can do Cooper's. Do you want to like bounce back and forth like that?
Yeah, that works.
All right, sweet.
So Alec, Cooper's got some explanations on why he picked the teams. So
I'll
Alec
run
has
through
just
those.
got Alec has just got straight picks. So Alec has got Penn State -8 versus West Virginia.
Hate it. Can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't like that game either. That seems like a
No.
good one to stay away from.
Actually, I love
Miami,
West Virginia.
Miami and Florida under 53.5, which I do like. And he said nuclear whale play, Texas A&M -3 versus Notre Dame
Love it.
at A&M too,
Yeah,
at
I
Kyle Field.
I don't know why that line is still so small. That's where game day is going to be too.
Yeah.
Bite me, Kirk. I'm kidding. He got his one
Yeah.
up on us. It's fine. Um, yeah, no, solid picks. We'll go with it. The good old chicken coop. And
Chicken
he
coop.
goes chicken coop week 1 picks. He's rocking Thursday night. He's got Jacksonville State -2.5. And his explanation is line has already moved to -3, but I still like that. Jax has a nasty defense and don't know how the new QB for Coastal will work out. So move over to Sean.
Coastal has not announced a starter yet, but obviously they know who it's going to be.
Yeah, dude, Keith broke it down. He's got plays Thursday, he's got to play Friday, and he's got 2 plays Saturday. I like that. Friday night. Ooh, Temple +42.5 against Oklahoma. Don't know who the starting QB for Oklahoma is, but that is just a ton of points. Now there's a profanity word in there, but you get my
Yeah.
drift on
Ton of
that.
freaking points.
Yeah. So 40 +42.5. It's a big number for Oklahoma to cover, who's coming off of who's first year in the SEC. Saturday, he's rolling with the dogs -13.5 versus Clemson. Obvious reasons. I personally would buy the hook at 13, but that's like hypothetical, of course. So he doesn't like him by 2 touchdowns. He likes
Yeah.
him by 13 points. So
Yeah. So it is all hypotheticals for me, Alec, and the old chicken coop.
yes,
Because we
everything is
cannot gamble in the state of Georgia. Cole is our legal gambler in
yeah.
Florida.
I
So
am. I am. All hypothetical for Pepe as well, or no?
he lives in Vegas.
He
So
does live in Vegas. That's right. So then his final play is Nevada +8.5 versus Troy. Um, I guess Nevada looked good last week. Kept it
yeah.
close with SMU, so he thinks they're just going to roll that momentum over. So plus, I think Troy has a down year too, so I actually love that play as well. So 4 plays.
Look for Troy's running back. I believe his name is Mackay Hughes, maybe. If you want to spice things up, if you see a total rushing yards at a kind of a low number, I think Troy's going to run the tar out of the ball. So
Yeah.
expect him to maybe get 100 yards rushing. So
Caveat here in the state of Florida, you can't bet on personal player props
interesting.
for college. You can and
Okay.
other professional
On
sports,
pros. Okay.
all
Okay.
in pros.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would have nailed the anytime touchdown last week. I gave out my buddy. He asked me who scores first. I said Florida State, and he goes, "No player." And I said, "Toe Philly." Dude ends up scoring. I was like, "Well, that's great."
That's crazy.
So we're gonna ready for mine.
No, no, no. We'll do Pepe. We'll do Pepe.
Pepe. Yeah. We
All
gotta
right.
do.
So Pepe's weekly 3-pack straight off the zero turn Toro, fresh off the lawnmower. He's got North Dakota State +10 versus Colorado. He has got Colorado State +32.5. Who are they playing?
They're playing. Oh, who are they playing? At Texas? They're playing Texas. The Longhorns, if I'm not mistaken.
They are playing Texas. Colorado State +32.5 at Texas in Austin. And then Pepe has got Notre Dame +3 at Kyle Field.
I just don't. I just don't
I
like
think
that.
it's going to be a 2-1 week for Pepe.
Yeah, I don't like. I just don't like Marcus Freeman, especially after he's
The
burned.
public is heavily favored on Colorado and Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm
But
thinking.
public tends to do win early in football season. Vegas has got to fatten them up before the slaughter.
Mhm. Colorado State is still returning that quarterback and wide receiver that went off against Colorado last year. They
Yes.
talked about those guys. I like that coach too. So,
Yes.
I'll rock with you on the 2-for-1. Do you want to go first? I
Yeah,
think
sure.
Yeah, you go first because I got a
Sure.
little. Yeah.
Sure. I got kind of two similar ones, and then I got one that's not surprising at all.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
So
Yeah.
I love Jacksonville State tomorrow night, Thursday night, -2.5 or 3, whatever it is, against Coastal Carolina. Is it 3 now? Let's get that right.
I'm hypothetically for you. Let me look.
For the Twitter, I got to get it right.
The X. Let's see. That's Jackson State, not Jacksonville State. They're tomorrow at what time? They're playing at
Jacksonville State versus Coastal Carolina.
in at 8 p.m. I still can I still have it at -2.5,
Okay.
minus
Okay.
120.
So we're rocking with 2.5. And then I've also got North Dakota State +10 versus Colorado. I don't think North Dakota wins the game. I think Colorado wins a tight one.
I think you just for the odds because I you can sprinkle that money line. I think you can. I don't hate that at all. You sprinkle that
Yeah.
money line. You never know. They blew 29 to Stanford last year. I mean, granted, it's a different team, but we'll see. But I
Yeah.
don't hate sprinkling the North Dakota.
Also, if you want to sprinkle on a money line, nothing better to do than on the Eagles, baby.
Yo, yeah,
On
dude.
Saturday against Boise State. What's that
Manifesting.
money line, by the way?
I'm just gonna. It's easier for me to search on here, dude. Honestly.
Let me see what I hypothetically have it at.
Ooh, juicy. Plus 375.
ESPN says 355.
Yeah, I can get it plus 375 on the Hard Rock down here. And the
So
line,
maybe a little sprinkle. Georgia Southern +13.
I can get it
Big,
at plus
big
13 and a
time.
half.
13.5. There you go. 13.5. It was at 12 earlier this week. Everybody's taking the Eagles, babe. I mean, everybody's taking Boise State. So that's why we take the freaking Eagles, dude. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, massive hammer whale play. Georgia Southern +13.
Mm-hmm. Them boys don't know nothing about that Georgia Heat, and they will. They will this week.
Exactly. What you got?
Okay, I'm gonna rock. I have five. I have 5 plays. I told you I was gonna rock 5 plays, and 5 plays it will be. I'm gonna start it out. I need some good juju, so I'm gonna rock with the South Carolina Gamecocks minus 20 and a half. Beamer's coaching for his job this year. You got to go out and you got to put stomp on ODU's neck. It's another good thing for
Okay.
Georgia Southern, you know. And then I'm gonna put in Georgia Clemson going under 48 and a half. I think defensively you're going to see a closer game. And I think that unders are going to clear out this weekend because people are still adjusting to the new clock rule. So look out for a lot of unders. You know, that week 0 game between Florida State and Georgia Tech, 7 possessions each team had. So, you know, look out for that clock work. And then I'm going to go with LSU minus 4.5. It is the battle for that 0-4 title that people claim like LSU won the game. USC was USA Today poll back in the BCS era. So this is a fun little the alumni know about it. You know, like
Yeah.
who's who's who. And then a
Playing
lot,
USC, right?
huh?
You
Yes,
LSU versus USC,
I
right?
think that's in Vegas too. So a wise man once told me, in order to go forwards, you must move backwards first.
What you got 2 more. What you got?
Florida, Florida money line. I'm not even taking the points. Florida wins in the swamp. Miami cannot.
What are the odds?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even looked. I kind of was I was like scurrying to put this
Look it
stuff
up
in.
for me so I can get it right for the Twitter.
I know. UF money line. I'll text you the odds for all of my plays, but
I'm writing it down right now.
yeah. Dude, Florida has to win this game more than ever. It's their Super Bowl, and I hate Miami. So there you go. Plus 120. The line is 2.5. But I'm not even taking the points. I'm taking Florida money line. Florida wins this game in the swamp in a tight one. And then it goes downhill for them after that. And then finally, my final play. We talk about response. Give me Boston College team total under. This defense is going to hold them. Castillos, you're not doing anything. I'm taking the
What
team total under. Okay, that one
what's the team total?
it hasn't come out yet. I will text you when that does. But whatever it is, I'm taking the team total under. Florida State win. The line for the game is 17.5. Minimum Florida State, yeah, got to win by 3 tutties.
Okay. I
You like
like
that
it.
little, you like the hat switch there?
I do. You were saving that for the entire episode, weren't you?
Austin College.
That's why you wanted to do it last.
Oh God,
That's
yeah.
exactly why you wanted to do it last.
I'm
Now
a,
I'm picking it up.
I'm a sucker for the dramatics.
Okay.
One eagle is going to soar, and then the other eagle is going down under in the Tallahassee sewers on Monday. We got one soaring southern eagle, and then that northeast eagle is going to nosedive right into the toilet.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey,
Awesome.
dude, great episode.
Awesome. College football's back, and I'll be there.
Hey, look for Saturday, 9:30 Eastern time, and then we will let everybody know whenever we are going mobile.
No video.
And
No.
then if you're on YouTube right now, stay tuned for the Jalen White and Dalen Cobb interviews. If not, just jump over to our Twitter and you find everything posted individually. So
Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, follow our personals. We'd be tweeting up storms. We're always posting, reposting. So, show us some love, like, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. We appreciate every single listener, and we cannot wait to
sure.
see everybody in the live show, man. It's gonna be electric.
Can't wait to be in Statesboro with you, bro. Hey, hail Southern, go
Keep drinking
Knowles.
that water, boys.
Keep drinking the hose water. All right, Cole. I'll see you, man.
See you, brother.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we are here with Georgia Southern wide receiver, number 17, Dalen Cobb. Dalen, first off, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and we can't thank you enough.
Appreciate you for having me, man. Blessed to be here.
Yeah, so, for a little backstory on people who don't know you, kind of give, hometown, where you're from, all that good stuff.
I'm from Washington, Georgia. I went to Washington Wills High School. Graduated in 2022.
And I didn't realize you went to Washington Wilkes. I never played football against Washington Wilkes, but I did play baseball against y'all when I was in high school.
Yeah, we had a pretty good little run. Baseball. I actually played baseball up until 10th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2018, so we probably missed each other a little bit. But in 2017, we were playing Washington Wilkes in Macon. It was like region tournament or something like that, and the fight actually broke out.
The
Yeah,
fight, yeah.
some guy actually ran out of the dugout and absolutely leveled our catcher.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was on the opposing team of that, not a part of the fight. I was out in right field, so I had to, hightail it on down to home plate, but it was already kind of wrapped up by the time I got there. So,
Yeah, that was crazy. Like every coach gave a whole speech of like that video was a meme of what not to do.
oh, dude, I still got the video probably somewhere on my phone. I think I know where it's at. After when we get done, I'm gonna send it to you because honestly, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I need to see that again.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, like you said, you graduated high school in 2022. What was the recruiting process for you like coming out of high school? What ultimately led you to Georgia Southern?
I really didn't start getting offers till my senior year, actually. Yeah, Georgia Southern, like it was just one of them ones. Like when I came here, like it felt like home instantly. Like small town football, everybody loved everybody.
Yeah.
It just gave me a feeling of home.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to Jalen. We did an interview with Jalen White, Tyler Fromm, and Mar, and I mean they've all kind of said the same thing. I mean, well, Tyler, different just because he's transferred in, but mainly Mar and Jalen. It just kind of seems like they connected early on with Georgia Southern. Was that kind of something for you?
Yeah,
Just kind of once you took your visit, you're like, all right, this is it.
yeah, like I loved it. Like it was just like it felt like home. Like I said, like it was nothing like Georgia Southern.
So was Coach Helton the coach during your recruiting process?
I think he had just got there when I took my OV. He had just got there, him and Coach Ellis.
Gotcha. So what was, were you already kind of set on Georgia Southern prior to the coaching change, or was it, the current, well, I guess the majority of the current staff that's still there in Statesboro kind of, led you to Statesboro?
Well, like what put the topper on it was like, I had an offer from Western Kentucky,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and they had like the leading stats and passing yards and receiving yards, and that was when Coach Ellis was the offense coordinator.
Hmm.
And so like when I seen he came to Georgia Southern, it was just like no brainer for me then. So
So
I wanted to play.
that was kind of around the time at Western Kentucky when Bailey Zappi was going crazy.
Yeah, like when I seen he came here and I would like have the chance to play in that offense, like it was a no brainer.
Yeah. I mean, man, last year, you got, a good bit of snaps. Obviously, this year, in my opinion, you're really going to take that next step and, be that guy for, JC French and the entire offense that, you can rely on. Because, for me last year, just as a fan, I'm like, man, why aren't we using this guy, more? I wanted to see more of you because I don't know. I just you're fast. You can play in the slot. You can play outside. You can move around. Anywhere they want to put you. And I just feel like this year, a lot of people who might not know you are really going to know your name after this year.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I've been fired up about this year. I've been preparing more than ever. I'm just fired up. Like I know it's gonna be a good year for me and really a good year for everybody.
What does that kind of preparation process look like for you? The only reason I ask is just because we were talking about in the last three interviews that we did, just kind of like, manifesting some things like Tyler was talking about. He said sometimes, he said, now that this new game's out, if he just like in a bad mood or something, just want to manifest how the game's going to go, he's going to go and score 4 touchdowns in the new video game, But what is kind of, your preparation process look like for a game day?
For game day, uh well, I just try to prepare more, like work on what I needed to work on to be better than last year. And like I just find different things in my game, like work on them, just make them so I can be more available this year.
Yeah, and just with your preparation with a guy like Derwin Burgess being, at Georgia Southern for a long time, and now you've been teammates with him for several years now.
Yeah.
Have you seen a guy like Derwin and even Caleb Hood? Um, have you seen what they have prepared like? Has that kind of affected you as well?
Yeah, that like as soon as I got here, like that instantly rubbed off on me, and more than ever, with Hood, because like I was always around Hood. I was in the same room as Hood. We played the same position, so just like seeing him prepare, seeing what he do on game day, like I just always tried to like be in his back pocket, really.
Was he just, like you said, y'all pretty much same position. Obviously you play a lot of slot as well, just like Caleb did. Was he just kind of a guy day one that you just kind of piggybacked off of, said, man, like I want to learn from this guy?
Yeah, like I just like saw how he was like a student of the game, like how he took coaching, just
Hmm.
everything. Like it made me want to be like in his back pocket, like I said.
For sure. For sure, man. I mean, it definitely, having a guy like Caleb Hood and Derwin in that same room's got to help you out tremendously. But talk a little bit about JC French. He just announced being the starting quarterback for y'all this year. What does JC bring to the table, not only for, the team as a whole, but for you and the other wide receivers in the room?
Uh, well, with like he really smart with the ball. Like I feel like he ain't gonna like ever put us in like too many bad situations. And like I know he gonna get the playmakers the ball, and like he gonna put us in the right position.
Yeah, I mean, even Coach Helton said it. I think I've seen a couple of interviews, he said during, this offseason, there wasn't a whole lot of interceptions thrown by JC, which is, probably a big thing of why, Coach Helton and the rest of the staff kind of picked him as a starter.
Yeah, I feel like coming off last year, like I feel like the most important thing that we as an offense need to work on like just taking care of the ball, cutting down like turnovers, and I feel like picking JC put us in like the best predicament.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like too, put JC aside, the rest of that quarterback room, it's deep, man. And then,
Yeah.
I haven't being a fan of Georgia Southern all my life, I can't really remember the time that where we had, 3, 4 guys at least in that quarterback room that can make our football team successful.
Yeah, like on some teams, like you got the three quarterbacks and you can feel the drop off from 1 to 2 to 3. But it's
Yeah.
like no matter who you in with, like who win the game with you, who taking the reps at practice, like it's never really a follow.
Which it's like that's crazy to me just because, I'm just thinking of just my memory as a Georgia Southern fan, you just had that one quarterback and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, who's that guy going to be next year? We've never really had that. JC could be a, multi-year starter, but who's that guy, for you, maybe in the wide receiver room, but, could be on defense as well. But who's that guy for you that's really, besides yourself, of course, but who's really going to take that next step for y'all this year?
Uh, I really feel like Mar at linebacker. I really feel like he gonna have a great year. Like, I see how he prepare, how much he watch film, how much he at the facility. Like, I just watch him prepare, and I feel like he's gonna be a great year for him.
What I like about Mar is, man, I mean, he's not the biggest guy on the football field at all, but he's going to knock your head off.
Yeah, he
I
gonna
mean,
bring it for sure.
yeah, dude. I mean, I just feel like, for you, obviously y'all are on the same team, but for me, if I was running like a slant across the field, that's probably one of the last dudes I want to see. That's,
Yeah,
after I catch
most
a
definitely,
football.
most definitely. Yeah.
But nah, man. I mean, what else do you like to do outside of football? I heard that you like motocross. Is that true?
Yeah, I was just about to say I ride dirt bike.
Yeah. Do you just ride them casually, or
Yeah,
did you
like
racing dirt bikes or anything like that?
I was telling my mom about this the other day. Actually, I actually want to get the chance to do like a motocross race.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like at home in John, I just ride on the street. I mostly just like wheelie, really.
Yeah. My buddy Cole, he was trying to make it on today, but he works at Publix, so he's working right now, but
Yeah,
he's a big motocross guy too. So
yeah.
he
I
was
get all,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I get an earful every day about being safe on the bike by the coach.
Do you have a bike down there in Statesboro? Or is it just at home?
Actually, it was down here. Me and Coach Trickett used to go riding like during the spring, but I had took it home like right before camp.
Yeah, yeah. I feel sure once that camp and season starts going on, you're like, yeah, like we don't need to be riding this too
Yeah,
much. You can't get hurt for
no,
sure. But yeah, man. I mean, is there, besides motocross, I was talking to Jalen a little bit the other day. Maybe Mar too. I can't remember, but there's a lot of guys that like to fish on the team. Or is that something that you enjoy as well?
I just started actually going fishing. Me and Dex.
Oh,
But I
really?
ain't like growing up, I went fishing like with my uncles, but I never did like to touch fish. So like they always been like why I never really went fishing.
Yeah, man, and shout out Dex too. He's got a kid on the way. I
Oh
did see
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
congrats to him. Me and Dex, we actually played high school football against each other. So
for real.
yeah, we went to rival high schools in Macon. So
Yeah, I played red ball against Dex because originally he was from Hancock.
oh,
So
really? I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought he was always from Macon, to be honest with you. But dude, he's a freak of an athlete as well.
yeah. Watching him in the weight room is like, oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's that guy on the team? I feel sure it's one of the big boys, but who's lifting the most weight in the weight room?
Surprisingly, Jackson Willis.
Really?
That dude, oh my God. Like, I never seen nobody lift that much as him. Like
Yeah, Jackson, he's a snapper, right?
Yeah, long snap.
That's what I thought. Tyler the other day, he said him and Jackson went to Dingus to go get some wings not too long ago, and he said they put down about 34 apiece.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can I can do that at A-Town. I like A-Town better.
yeah. So that's what I was about to ask you because we kind of ever since we did the Tyler interview, then we did Mar, Jalen, now you. I was kind of asking like everybody the wing spot is A Town. A Town's got to be the favorite wing spot, right?
I say A-Town. It's between A-Town and Nats. I like Nats wings.
Have you? Nats does have good wings. A Town's my personal favorite, just because. I mean, I like the fries
Yeah, yeah.
the best, just because they open up that box and they put the little extra seasoning on the fries too before you leave.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with A-Town.
Man. But have you ever had dingus wings before?
Nah, not yet. I need to try as
See, that's what Jalen said too. You need to get with Jalen. Y'all need to go on Mondays. They've got all you can eat wings for like, I don't know if it's $10, but it's like $10 or whatever it is for all you can eat wings.
yeah, I need to see about that.
It's damn good. Damn good. And I mean, they do have some beer deals though. So I mean, I don't know if you're a big drinker, but
I ain't even old enough to buy a drink yet.
oh well, there you go. Didn't know that. So there you go. So not 21, but yeah, man. I mean, I got a I think I got one, maybe two more questions for you, and I'll let you get out of here. But for me, just looking, I don't know because I'm not in practice every day, but just on the field of what I've seen of you, you've got to be one of the faster receivers in the room. Who's that guy? Who's maybe the fastest guy on the team? Because I heard Chance Gamble might can give people a run for their money.
Yeah, Chance like more like a sleeper. Like you wouldn't expect him to be that fast, but I say the fastest on the team probably Jet.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I knew he was fast, but I mean, what do you think? What do you think your 40 times clocking in at now?
My 40, probably about a 4.4.
Okay, okay. You still got some time to build that before you go to the league. So,
Yeah.
but last question I got for you is looking back, on yourself being recruited out of high school, what would you tell yourself, at 18, at 17, 18 years old, getting recruited, or what would you tell a current high schooler right now?
I'll just say the biggest thing you can do at that age is just like become consistent, like get a routine, stick with that routine, find you a routine that will like make you better every day. Like
Yeah,
cause you really don't got time to like backtrack at all because it's another man working just as hard as you for the same position.
for sure. For sure. Well, Dalen, I can't thank you enough, man. And not next weekend, this weekend on Saturday, when you score a touchdown underneath the video board, just look a little to the right on the field goal from the field goal post, and you'll see me, Lenny B, everybody right there. Just give me a high five. That's all
I
I'm asking.
got you. I got you. And actually,
So,
I'll be in number one this season.
oh, you wear number one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. I thought you were still wearing 17. So there you go. Number one, changing the numbers, you and Mar. I love it. But
Appreciate
hey,
you, man.
hey man, I'm looking forward to watch you ball out this year. Good luck this year, and I can't wait to see you score, many, many touchdowns.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Take care and good luck again.
Thank you.
See ya.
Welcome back to Water Hose Drinkers. Today we're here with number 25, starting running back for Georgia Southern, Jalen White. And first off, Jalen, I appreciate you coming on the podcast and your second appearance, so I appreciate that.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, so first off, we're about a week away from the season. What has it been like for you just this off season, kind of towards the tail end of your college career? What has this off season kind of been like for you? Has it been different in the past?
For me, I just really been trying to soak it all in, just the process, one last time, enjoying the lifts with the guys, film sessions, player-led practices, and just taking care of my body, spending a lot of time in the training room, stretching on my own, just things like that. So like when it's all said and done, I can say I have no regrets. I enjoyed it and I did everything that I could.
Has this offseason kind of been a little different for you now that Coach Ellis is gone from the offensive coordinator and Coach App's a new OC, or is it just kind of been, he took over the role and it's just same thing?
Yeah, it hasn't been that much different, honestly. Like, Ellis was a great coach, and they always had a plan for this. If Ellis left, Applin would take the role. So like, Cole Applin, he haven't really changed too much of the offense. It may be little things like maybe our tempo, how we communicate, like little things we emphasize, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like honestly, like for you this year, in my opinion, you might get the ball a little bit more in your hands. So, I mean,
Mhm.
you know, just with you, OJ, you got David and Binga, Terrence Gibbs, Baker, last name from
Yeah, Bryce
Bend.
Baker.
Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
thought. Who's kind of maybe one of those guys, not necessarily in the running back room or on the offense, that kind of stand out to you that's really going to blow up this year?
Um, I think two guys that come to mind who are going to really make a big impact, like who hasn't really in the past. It's going to be Sam Kinnerson and Dalen Cobb at the receiver position. Because I mean, if I just watching Dalen Cobb throughout the offseason, man, he just makes plays, and like you seen a little bit of it last year, like against Georgia State and against Marshall. He came up big for us. But if you see just the way he attacks the weight room, the way he attacks practices, you can just see that he's a special player, and he has a bright future ahead of him. And then with Sam Kinnerson, like a lot of guys on the team may not know because like he's been hurt for the past 2 seasons after suffering an injury against Nebraska. But before he got hurt, he was rolling. He was rolling. He believe he was what 8 for 8 catches, 132 yards, and he was just making plays. And I think now that he's back and he's healthy, I think he's primed for a big season.
I mean, Dalen, we're going to have Dalen on here in a couple days too, but
Mm-hmm.
Dalen really, like for me, is kind of like the receiver that's about to blow up this year. And
Mm-hmm.
Sam, people don't really know how athletic that guy is. I mean, he was a quarterback in high school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he played receiver and running back too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Sam is athletic, man. He's ever since I've met him, he's always been quick and explosive, and he has a long speed too. I believe he had when I first talked to him, he had told me he had run like a 4.3 before at a LSU camp. So like, he has all the attributes, man, and like I'm just ready to see him back on the field.
What's crazy to me is like, with the transfer portal and all of that, on both sides of the ball, y'all have a lot of guys returning, in the running back room, in the receiver room, quarterback, secondary,
Mm-hmm.
it goes on. You know, who I guess my question is like, with all those people returning, what does that mean to you as a player and to the team, just to have everybody that's been around you for, more than 1 year for the most part?
Mm-hmm. I think that it means that everybody's bought in, like everybody is trusting the process, and they believe that we could do something special here. Because if we didn't believe we had some special going on, man, guys would left. I mean, it's just that simple. If you're not happy with a situation or you don't think it's going anywhere, most guys are going to up and leave. But the fact that we have so many guys returning and willing to buy into the process, I think it says a lot. And I think it sets us up for the future because coaches been recruiting younger players across the state of Georgia, trying to build up Georgia Southern, set a little blueprint for the future. And I think it's a good thing for Georgia Southern football. And I think the future is very bright.
We were talking yesterday about, I was talking yesterday with Mar and Tyler Fromm, just kind of about like manifesting some things, before it happens, whether it be,
Yeah.
you're going to go out there and score 4 touchdowns or, whatever it is. Is that something that you do on, a weekly basis for game prep?
Yeah. I tend to do it all the time. Like, there's so many times throughout the day, I'll just it's like I dissociate from the world and I just be thinking about football and like how I'm gonna perform on any given Saturday, and I just be thinking of the craziest play, what stats I'm gonna put up, whether it's 4 touchdowns, was it 300 yards, a big block. That's critical in the game. It's just you do it all the time. It's almost like human nature for us athletes. We tend to just visualize making big plays because like if you visualize it, it's easier. Like it's just a form of belief and like you can make it happen.
Yeah, Tyler yesterday he was talking about. He said, sometimes he feels like he's just got to hop on this new NCAA game. Is that
Hmm.
something y'all like to do in the locker room?
Yeah, yeah, man. It'd be pretty dope. We got to get the NCAA game inside the locker room. I think that'd be pretty dope. I mean, all the guys would be pretty turned to see us get on the game.
I'm pretty sure you're the highest rated player on the team, I believe.
I think so, if I remember correctly. I think I'm at an 86. I haven't been on the game lately, honestly, with fall camp and preseason. So I haven't been on the game much. But yeah, I like my player on the game. When I did play, he could get around, he could get active.
Yeah, I will say that in my dynasty, you have already won a Heisman Trophy. So,
Hey, so look, my first season in Dynasty, I ended up winning the Heisman too, and we won the Sun Belt Championship. And we had just missed the playoffs because I accidentally simmed the first two games and they just gave us an L.
oh
So
damn,
yeah.
you can't rely on the sim though. Honest.
Yeah, simulation for some reason they don't ever mess with you, man. They always try to mess you over.
Yeah, man. I'm in like I had a dynasty rolling. I had like I think I got into like year 10 with Georgia Southern.
Hmm.
I was like, all right, like this shit's kind of getting too easy. Like I gotta switch it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Put it on Heisman. It's tough on Heisman. Were you playing on Heisman?
Yeah, I was by the end of it, but it's like, you got like almost 95s on every single position. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah, true.
you gotta go back, you gotta go back to the roots and get in the recruit mode.
Yeah, I got you.
But being from Alabama, talk about, what brought you to Georgia Southern.
So my recruiting process, I wouldn't say it was a little crazy, but it wasn't the craziest, like I got offers from like Arkansas State, Mercer, Western Kentucky, Tulane's, schools of that sort. And then I was talking to Florida and Tennessee. And so by the end of the recruiting cycle before it was time for me to sign, I was really trying to see if I could get to like the P5 school. So I went to visit at Tennessee and talked to the coach. He said, "Come see me after the game." It just never happened. I couldn't find him. And then I went to Florida, and similar situation. Coach said, "See me after the game." It didn't happen, and that's when I started to realize like how recruiting be going and stuff. And then I had talked to Willie Fritz one day at my subway in my city back home, and he was telling me woo and everything. So I went on my visit at Georgia Southern, and then that Thursday, my dad just called me in class and he was like, "Hey man, you about to miss out on an opportunity." And so he said, "Get out of class and just call Georgia Southern." So I called Georgia Southern. The rest was history.
Yeah, so who you didn't play for Willie Fritz, right? He
No, sir. I played for Coach Lunsford when I first got here.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you were under if your first year was under Coach Summers. But
Mm-mm.
anyway, coming from when you got to Georgia Southern, we were running the ball 90% of the time, more than likely. And now,
Mm-hmm.
you're throwing the ball a bunch. Is that just been kind of a change for you now that you're getting the ball in your hands more out of the backfield catching wise, or what?
Yeah, I think it's been a change, but I think it's been a good change. It's been able to show like scouts that I could catch out the backfield and that I'm not just a back that you got to hand the ball off to, and the fact that we pass so much, I obviously got to pass protect, and so to be able to show my skills in pass protection, know that I can identify a defense, who's blitzing, read rotations, all that type of stuff. I think it only helps me. It doesn't do any damage, doesn't do me no harm. So I think it's a good situation to be in.
Are you going into your last year of eligibility?
Yes, sir. So like, I had came in the 2020 class, and so that was COVID. So that year was like a free year. So I never really redshirted until so I'm really using my COVID redshirt season, and so I think it really worked out. Honestly, it was actually crazy. It's worked out, but yeah, this is my last year.
Got you. I mean, yeah, we were talking a little bit yesterday to, Tyler and Mar, it being their last year as well in Statesboro. Just like Mar, I mean, you've been in Statesboro for your whole college career. What is
Hmm.
this, final season in college, really, obviously you're looking to go pro, but it's really, technically your last year of guaranteed football. Everything
Right.
else is, out of your control, whatever, because professional, it's all about, the business. But
Hmm.
what's your last year at Georgia Southern mean to you?
It means a lot, man, because Georgia Southern has become a special place in my heart. It's easy to love Statesboro, man. It's like the people are just so welcoming. Everybody's nice and like inside the locker room. It's a true brotherhood, and like guys who transfer in, they say the same thing. Like what you get here at Georgia Southern is not the same at other places. Like we're really a tight knit group, and everybody rides for each other. And that's why I just try to enjoy every day and like cherish every moment. Cause like you said, man, it's the last year of guaranteed football in my life. And like with football, it's not like tennis or basketball where you could go to the YMCA and say, "Hey guys, let's run a game." But like with college football, with football, man, you can't just go put on a helmet and shoulder pads and just bang it out with your brothers ever again. Like when it's done, it's over with. So every day I just try to cherish every moment that I have left and just hope that the NFL is my future.
Yeah, man. I mean, definitely. I mean, I see you, obviously you're the top running back in the Sun Belt right now. And, I mean, I see you definitely as an NFL draft pick. Obviously I'm
Hmm.
biased, of
Yes,
course,
sir.
but no, man. I mean, you've been through a lot of ups and downs, seasons wise at Georgia State.
Mhm.
You battled some injuries, but talk about a little bit of the power of Paulson. What does, the fan base mean to you? How does that we're a week away from Boise State. It's a
Mhm.
big game. How does the power of Paulson help the team and help you as a player?
Man, the power of Paulson is real and it's different, man. Like you really feed off of that energy from the crowd because, like, say you get an explosive play 15 yards down the field, and you just hear the roar of the crowd. And like you just get up off the ground a little quicker, you get lined up a little quicker just to get ready for the next play, just to crash into somebody, man. Like it really gets you going. Like the power of Paulson is unreal. It's like, and it's like sometimes it's not even words that I could put into it, but like except unreal because like it's electrifying. I mean, I'm so thankful that we have a fan base like this that are so passionate and really care about us and really care about how the team does. And so like it's a special place. It's a special place for sure.
Every time like somebody asks me that question or like I just think of that question, I think of the Coastal Carolina game last year. That
Yeah.
night, sellout crowd. I mean, big rivalry game. I mean, that was just ridiculous,
Yeah,
honestly.
it was ridiculous. It was beautiful, man. Like just walking out, like pregame before we go to the coin toss, just walking out and seeing how packed it was. You had people on the hills, the music was going, you smelled the barbecue consist in the air. You just knew it was football. It was just time to play football. You just knew what type of night it was going to be, man. Like it was just special.
Hey, man, I got one thing for you though. When you score a touchdown next Saturday, I'll be right under the video board in the cabanas.
Uh huh.
Come find me. Give me a high five. That's all
Bet.
I'm asking
I
for.
got you. I got you. I'll get you. I got you. You said in the cabanas? Bet.
And just look for Lenny B. I'll be right next to
All right, bet I got you.
him.
I got
Yeah.
you.
But no, man. I mean, how does, obviously you came into college without the NIL and now,
Hmm.
being a part of the Eagle Nation collective, what is the NIL kind of, brought to you? What is that opportunity like as a player?
It's a great opportunity for us players and like especially like speaking personally, it allowed me to, for example, give me a car so I can continue to keep going back and forth, going home to see my daughter. Cause like think it was July of 22 or 20, yeah, July 22. My car just randomly broke down. And I was down without a car for like 6 months. But in January 23, December, when he had called me, he told me his vision, what he planned on doing. And that opportunity, it helped me to save up my money, give me a car, be able to still go home, see my kid after the season, and, be able to get her clothes, get her shoes, make sure she's straight, have food in her belly, everything like that. So, it's really important, like just be able to take care of my family, make sure everybody's straight. So I think I really gotta thank Lenny B for that, man. The whole NIL collective. It's been huge for me.
Yeah, I mean, talking about your family, your daughter, is that, obviously that's something that you utilize as much as you can to take your mind off of football. And,
Hmm.
what does what is something what else that you like to do outside of football just to, take your mind off of things?
Yeah, so like usually when I get out of practice or out of workouts, man, I like to go home. I just like to see I got a dog at the crib, I just chill on the couch with him. I play the game or I just hang out with the guys. Over the summer we had a little phase where we like to go fishing. And then we'll just get together, go fishing, come back, just chop it up at the crib. Just hang out with the guys, man.
Who's the best fisherman on the team?
On the team, it's probably I don't know, it's probably maybe Chance. I mean, I haven't fished with them, but just from what they've said, like at our newcomers when they meet, so it's probably like Chance or Tyler, Dalen, somebody. I'm not sure, But I know there's some guys who can fish.
Yeah, Chance has got that South Georgia in him though. That's
Yeah,
what.
I just know he can fish. Like I just know it. I just know he
Yeah.
be out there fishing.
Yeah, I know Dylan Springer. I mean, obviously he's not on the
So he's
team
not on.
coach, but
Yeah.
I know he fishes a lot too.
Yeah, he was just talking about it yesterday, because he had did like a presentation in front of the team, talking about the scout team and stuff, and like how to star your role. And he was talking about he like to catch fish. He don't go fishing, he catch fish. And now that I think about it, him back in the day, when I first got here, it was like him, Todd, Bradley, Glenn, and Shy Works. They used to have like a little
Yeah.
get together, they'll go fishing and stuff. So I know they don't play in that water.
I think they used to have like an Instagram page or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I got two more questions for you, and then I'll let you get out of here. But best wing spot in Statesboro.
A-Town Wings. Yeah, A-Town Wings. All right, that's my spot. That's my spot right there.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about that yesterday with Mar.
Uh-huh.
My buddy
What he
Cole,
said?
he said A-Town, easy
Yeah.
A-Town. Yeah. But my buddy Cole, he's never had A-Town before, and he hasn't ever been to Statesboro. And he's coming up for the Boise State game, and he's from Florida. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take him to A-Town. But
Yeah, definitely got to take him to A-Town. That's a spot right there.
you ever had dingus wings? That's a close second for me.
No, I never had him. I actually never had him. Dingus McGee's. Yeah, no, I haven't had him.
You need to go there on Mondays. They got all you can eat wings. Tyler Fromm said he put down 34 in one sitting.
Oh, that boy different. I don't know if I could do 34. I'll probably get a good 15, 20, but 34, that's a little, that's a little, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I think he said like him and Jackson Wheeler went there and just put down some wings.
Yeah, I believe it. Them some big boys right there. I can't count. I believe it.
Well, last question I got for you is if you could tell a current high school recruit or yourself in high school, going into college, what would it be?
I would say, just keep working, but understand, have fun, man. Cause like, really, if we're being honest with it, bro, like football, it could take a lot on you physically and mentally, bro. Cause like, you might mess up at practice. It'll take a toll on your mental. You'll be constantly thinking about it, or you're gonna deal with injuries and it's gonna have you down in the dumps. It's gonna be hurting, but like, man, just enjoy every day. Just like enjoy every day, man. Like, control what you control. Keep the main thing. But understand that just the position that you are in, you're already blessed, and man, like, just take advantage of your opportunities, man, and just have fun with it.
That's awesome, man. And Jalen, I'm rooting for you this season.
Yes, sir.
Watch you play starting next week against Boise State. So good luck this year, and I appreciate you coming on again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.